So I kind of think that holds back the Falcons, because I think sometimes you have to take those shots. You know, he got double coverage. He got the corner in a safety over, but Khalil's like 6'3", 6'4". Let him go up and get the ball. He can go get the ball. Like he's that good. You know. So I just feel like St. Louis has the advantage here, and as you said, they're favored in the game. I don't see why they can't win this game at all.
Yeah, and I think that's to me the X factors in this game. There's a couple of them. You look at on the Falcons side, Devontae Freeman. He hasn't had that big season this year. I know he's had some injury issues, but is he going to be able to establish his, run and gun type of offense where you can run the ball, throw him the ball outside in the flats? Is he going to be able to establish that? You look at on the Rams side, and I agree with you. It's Goff. Is he the real deal? Which I think it's too soon after 1 year to say that, but this is a huge test. If you want to prove what you are and who you are, this is the biggest test of them all right here in the playoffs against the defending NFC champs. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be a good one. I do think the Rams are going to get the win, and I think we're going to see a new era of the Rams, which it started this year. I think it's going to continue to roll, but I don't see the Falcons winning this game. And so on the NBC, it's going to be a big matchup. So shout out to that ninja in the building. Check out his show on Spreaker.com. Also, all the guys in the chat room, a part of X Squad, check out their shows on Spreaker. Also, XSquadAffiliates.com. Information Man's got a show on Spreaker.com. Also, my man Courtney Harden is in the chat room. He just had his show. Brother? Yes, Blog Talk Radio. We've both been on his show before. He's got great content, great guests as well. So, next game up for Sunday, the Bills and the Jaguars. The Bills sneaking into the playoffs. Drama. It's been drama all season with them. The one week they want to bench. They want to bench Tyrod Taylor. The next week they figure out that was a horrible decision, and they put him back in. LaShawn McCoy. Jacksonville, though, to me is the most surprising team out of these teams in the playoffs. I think Jacksonville is another team similar to Tennessee, where we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for them to turn the corner, and it looks like they finally turned the corner. Blake Bortles, which I believe this was going to be his last year, he now proves, again, after 1 year, I don't know how much you can say a guy is completely different.
Go too far now. Go too far, Blake Bortles. No.
So Blake Bortles he had a good year, 21 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Interceptions quite a bit much. Fournette showing that he is a top player. I'm leaning towards Jacksonville in this. I think Buffalo sneaking in. It's a great story that they made it to the playoffs. But I don't know if they're going to win this game, and I don't have a lot of confidence in them. LaShawn McCoy questionable. They've got Devontae Thompson questionable. And I think the Jaguars are trending in the right direction. Will we see the winning Blake Bortles, or will we see the Blake Bortles that we've seen throughout his whole career? The game's in Jacksonville. I'm going with the Jaguars to win this game, but I don't see them getting any further in the playoffs because they're going to have to play the Steelers, and they're not beating the Steelers. So, but go ahead. What's your breakdown?
So, first off, I got Jacksonville to win this game. Should be utter destruction. Jacksonville should utterly destroy the Buffalo Bills today. Jacksonville, you mentioned it, talking about one of those teams that turned the corner. Again, this is when I talk about my sleeper teams, man. Jacksonville has been stockpiling talent for a couple years now. And getting the coach to finally, getting a coach and then getting Tom Coughlin down there, somehow this team finally turned the corner and they look like a legitimate team. Like, they look like a real powerhouse team. That defense is real. I mean, there's no adding Calais Campbell to the line. That defense became real. AJ Bowie, Ramsey on the ends, probably the two best corners in the league. It's no fly zone in Jacksonville. It's no fly zone, and the Bills aren't a great passing team already. And they definitely won't be able to run the ball on this team. It should be a blowout. I just personally should be a blowout. Tyrod Taylor is going to have to work some serious magic. He's going to have to, channel some Michael Vick. He's going to have to go all the way back to V-Tech. Back to his V-Tech days. Even still, he might not win. This is, they're at a disadvantage at this game. And so yeah, I think, Fournette running the ball, they should be able to run the ball down Buffalo's throat. Him, Chris Ivory, they switched them in and out. Both of those are very, very solid backs, very powerful backs. They're power backs. And then, like I said, on the defensive end, they're not letting you throw the ball. So they're trying to force them to run the ball. Buffalo will have to try to run the ball against a stout Jacksonville defense. And like you said, McCoy is kind of banged up. I don't think they're going to be able to do it at all. I believe they thank Cincinnati, right? I think they thank Cincinnati for getting them into the playoffs. They all the Buffalo fans were sending Andy Dalton, sending money in Andy Dalton's charity fund and stuff like that. Yeah, they sent a whole bunch of money to a charity. I think they spent everybody was sending $17 because it's been 17 years since the Bills made it to the playoffs. It'll probably be another 17 years before they get back there again. They're going to get destroyed. They're going to get destroyed for that.
It is. It's this game to me it's lopsided. I agree with what you said. The Bills are going to have to do a lot. Also, with not having a LeSean McCoy that's 100%, is he going to be able to make those cuts? Is he going to be able to be the LeSean McCoy that we know? And I don't think so. I think the Jaguars are turning a corner. But shout out to LaDonna in the chat room. She says Bortles will be their downfall.
Oh, of course. Man, we already know.
Yes,
everybody knows this,
coming.
man.
It's coming.
Bortles is trash.
Yeah.
This is a team that needs to draft another quarterback. They need to draft another quarterback, start grooming a quarterback, or go get a veteran quarterback next season. They should be the ones, when you look at Kirk Cousins coming onto the market, they should be the ones to go after Kirk Cousins, because they are about a quarterback away from being a true Super Bowl caliber team. They're a quarterback away.
And here's the other thing, which I don't agree with this at all, but do you look at Eli Manning? Coughlin's there. I don't think Eli Manning has that much left. But do you go after an experienced quarterback like that? Do you try to draft someone, which are going to be lower in the draft because they're in the playoffs and they're probably going to win this game? So to me, that drafting a quarterback, I don't know if that's it for them, but I definitely would see them wanting to go after an experienced quarterback, possibly Eli Manning, which, like I said, I don't agree with that because I don't think he has that much or at anything left. So that's the biggest question mark there for them. Going into the offseason, what are they going to do?
I mean, you definitely get an experienced quarterback. I mean, I think that's your first move is to try to get an experienced quarterback. And me personally, I think Eli Manning is the perfect fit. I mean, you look at how, when they have won Super Bowls, or when Eli has won Super Bowls, he's won Super Bowls behind a solid run game and a dominant defense. And this is what Jacksonville is. They just need a quarterback who's not going to make bonehead decisions. That's it.
Right.
And Eli don't make bonehead decisions. He's pretty, he controls the tempo of the game. And then also, I mean, they got a crazy, ridiculous receiving corps. Allen Robinson, they have Allen Robinson, Marquez Lee, Allen Hurns, I don't even know what happened to the tight end. Like, I mean, they got weapons there, man. Like, Bortles is just trash. Like, that's all it is. Like, he's just trash, man. Like, Jesus. Like, I don't. It makes no sense how he can't flourish with those type of weapons. So, yeah, you know, they can get, like, you know, Eli Manning. Like I said, Kirk Cousins is going to be on the market. I think he's going to probably be the big play, you know, the big play free agent this year. Because you look at, you know, like I said, Jacksonville, you look at a team like Denver, you know, who feels like they're just a quarterback away. So those two teams, I guarantee, will probably be in the runners for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, that the Kirk Cousins sweepstakes is going to be interesting because I think the Broncos are going to be probably number one because that is Elway's. That's what he does. He goes after those guys that he wants. So in the chat room, we got that ninja. He says, I believe in Marcus Mariota and Tyrod Taylor more than I believe in Blake Bortles and Alex Smith. I agree with you on that one 100%. Alex Smith, and this is the thing I don't understand about the Chiefs. At the beginning of the season, the first game of the season, you're airing it out like crazy. We're seeing the Alex Smith that we've never seen before. Then you get halfway through the season, it's like they forgot or they got complacent or I don't know what the deal is, but they just totally went south. And they were making play after play after play. Also, LaDonna says Alex Smith about to be on the trading block. I did read that too, which I think that is a strong possibility because you have Patrick Mahomes, and you know, looking over Alex Smith's shoulder. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be a good quarterback, a good to probably above average quarterback, and that's what you have right now in Alex Smith. So why wait around? Why keep playing around with it? Just, you know, go ahead and make the move. If you can make a trade and get something, I would say make the deal and make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that, you know, a team that if a team is trading for Alex Smith, they feel like they just need like a game manager type quarterback to not turn over the ball, and they want to play kind of like, you know, like I said, just, you know, run game and defense. Because I said Alex Smith, for the talent that he has, man, he just doesn't push the ball downfield, and that is, you know, that's the downfall of KC in the first place. Is they don't take them shots downfield. When they're taking shots downfield, they're a dangerous team. They're a very dangerous team. But they gotta open up the offense, and he just doesn't open up the offense.
Yeah. Shout out to Raiders for Life. He says, "What's up, ears on? Appreciate you for tuning in." Also, LaDonna says, "My upset today: Titans beat Chiefs." I'm with you 100%, and I don't think that's necessarily an upset because the Chiefs have not been the same team the second half of the season. So,
definitely.
So Panthers versus Saints, number 4 versus number 5. This is Sunday at 3:40 Central Time. I'm excited about this one because you got a Saints team that is on fire. 2 great running backs with Kamara and Ingram. Ingram is becoming a top running back in this league. Kamara is exciting. Kind of, you can kind of compare him to Pierre Thomas a little bit, how he catches out of the backfield, how he's flexible. The kid is got talent. You got Drew Brees, who I believe the 40-year-old Drew Brees, or he's close to 40 if he's not there yet. He is playing some of the best football he's played in his career, which a huge part of it is the running game. I don't really remember the last time he's had a running game like this. Probably ever. I mean, they had Pierre Thomas and they had somebody else.
The last time the last time their running game was good was when they had Darren Sproles there, and they threw the ball out the backfield to him quite often too. But yeah, it's been a while since they've had a running game.
Yeah. So in this game, you look on the other side with the Panthers. You know, you got Cam Newton. Looks like they're a team to contend with. Will they win this game to me, that's a huge question mark. Also, with the game being at Mercedes-Benz Stadium,